Hello and welcome, beautiful souls, to my podcast Midlife a Bahareh, where we embrace the spirit of continuous rebirth and celebrate the wonders of midlife transformations one episode at a time. I am your curious host, Bahareh, and I couldn't be more excited to embark on this journey of self-reflection, lifelong learning, healing, authenticity, and acting to continuously elevate our lives from ordinary to extraordinary with you all. If you're in your 40s, 50s, and beyond, or in the midst of a midlife adventure, or simply seeking inspiration from all walks of life to invigorate your soul, join me in this real-life podcast. Hello, my beautiful friend. Let me ask you something. Have you ever had one of those moments where you put your whole heart into something and it didn't work out? Maybe it was a job you didn't get, a relationship that fell apart, a health goal you chased but never reached. You tried, you cared, you gave it your best, and it still slipped away. How did that feel? Now I want you to think about a time when you gave something your all and it did work out. You landed the role, the relationship flourished, you crossed the finish line. That feeling, the pride, the joy, the relief, wasn't just about the result, was it? It was about how you showed up, the fact that you gave it your best, the fact that you met yourself along the way. Here's what I've learned in life. We are all playing the game of life, and we all want to win. But what if the real win is not just about the outcome? What if the win is actually in how you play, how you show up every day, fully, wholeheartedly, regardless of what happens? Because here is the truth that changed my life. You can't control every result, but you can control how you show up. And when you master that, your mind, your body, your emotions, you win every single time, no matter the results. Because you're not here to sit on the sidelines. You're here to play, and play like you mean it. I am Bahareh, your life alignment coach, and this is the Ala Bahareh podcast. Let's get into it, shall we? I want you to show up like you mean it. We all say we want to win, but if we are honest, how often do we actually show up like we want to win? Think about it for a moment. Have you ever started something, a project, a relationship, a health goal, and you were kinda in it, but also kinda holding back? You wanted it, but you were scared. Scared of failing, scared of getting hurt, scared of feeling pain, scared that it wouldn't work out. So you just did enough to say you tried, but not enough to feel vulnerable. Or maybe you did the opposite. You pushed so hard, gripped so tight, because you thought if you just controlled every piece, you could guarantee the result. I get it. But here is what I need you to hear today. The result is never fully in your control. But how you show up, that is. When you show up fully, aligned, engaged, giving your best, you win every single time. Because here's the thing. Winning feels good. Sure, we all get it. But the times I've been most proud of myself, it wasn't just when I won. It was when I played fully, when I showed up brave, open, authentic, and ready, regardless of the outcome. That's the real win, because that's where the growth is. That's where you meet the next version of yourself. This is what showing up fully means in every conversation, interaction, project, or anything that is important in your life. Body, mind, and heart alignment. Am I tense or relaxed? Am I present or scattered? Am I open or guarded? Before you start anything today, I want you to pause and check in with yourself. If you're out of alignment, take a moment to adjust. Take a breath. Relax your jaw. Roll your shoulders. Remind yourself, I am here. I am ready. Let's go. When you're in alignment, you unlock what is called the flow state, where you perform at your best. You stop pushing and you start creating, or I should say co-creating. So right now, ask yourself, where in my life am I half in? Where am I holding back because I'm afraid of failing, or because I'm gripping too tightly because I want to control the results? And then ask yourself, what would it look like to play fully today? Now, let's talk about something that is often misunderstood. Happiness, joy, bliss. Well, I'm here to tell you that bliss is not the goal. It is the fuel. We are all chasing it, but are we chasing it the wrong way? Most of us are stuck in the win-then trap. When I get that job, then I'll be happy. When I find my person, then I'll relax. When things slow down, then I'll take care of myself. When I have a lot of money, then I'll go on that vacation. But what happens when you get there? That goal you dreamed about, it feels good for a minute, and then you move the goalpost. You ask, what's next? That's because feeling pleasant or feeling good is not the prize at the end. It is the fuel that carries you through. When you're in a pleasant state, your body functions better. Then you experience health. Your mind is clearer. Then you find peace and creativity. Your heart is open. You connect and experience love. So pleasantness is not a reward. It is a power tool. 3 times today, pause and ask yourself, what can I do to feel 1% better right now? What is one thought that would feel 1% kinder? What can I do to soften 1%? Tiny shifts, 1% better. That's all I'm asking. Because those small stacked moments that you do every single day pile up. They shift your chemistry and they move you out of survival mode and into the co-creation mode. Now I want you to think, have you ever set an intention, but your body didn't cooperate? You said you'd get up early, but you hit the snooze button. You promised to stay calm, but you snapped. And at the end of the day, you thought to yourself, why can't I just do what I said I was going to do? That's because real success isn't out there, my friend. It is all here within you. Success is when your mind, your body, and your emotions listen to you. When you say, we're doing this, and your system says, yes, got it, let's go. Every morning, give your system one small, clear command. It could be, we are drinking a glass of water today. Or we are stretching for 3 minutes. Or we are pausing before we react. Just one small command. Say it like you mean it. Then follow through the entire day. This is how you rebuild trust with yourself. Here's what no one tells us. That you're not your mind. You're the observer of your mind. But for most of us, our mind is on autopilot, running worst-case scenarios and catastrophizing, reliving past pain. The next time you're spiraling, pause and ask yourself, Am I in the past? Am I in the future? Or am I here? Am I reliving my memories? Am I imagining something based on my past memories? Or am I truly here now in the present moment? And if you're not in the present moment, I want you to take a moment to feel your feet touching the ground. And I want you to take a deep breath. I want you to look around and name 3 things that you can see, and 3 things you can smell, and 3 things you can hear, and 3 things you can touch. Because when you do this, you bring yourself to the present moment where the true power is. Your presence is your superpower. Here's the final piece. Radical responsibility. When life is hard, our default is blame, or complain, or excuse. But blame, complain, and excuse keep you stuck because you're waiting for someone else to fix it, or because you know there is something out there, but you're not doing anything to get it, or because you haven't really felt the pain to want to take action. By blaming others, by complaining, by coming up with excuses, all you're doing is giving your power away. Responsibility is what gives you power. It is not about guilt. It is about asking, what can I do right now? What is in my power? How can I respond? So the next time you feel stuck in life, ask yourself, what is outside my control? What is in my control? And what's one step I can take right now? Even if it's just breathing, that is still power because you're taking responsibility. This is your life, my friend. I want you to show up fully. I want you to choose pleasantness and joy. I want you to master your system. I want you to lead your mind and own your response. Pick one tool today. Give it a try. And message me or tag me. Tell me how you're choosing your power. Because when you're aligned with your life, life starts aligning with you. Remember, universe is your mirror. When you align with your life, life starts aligning with you. I am Bahareh, your life alignment coach. And this is Ala Bahareh Podcast. Let's keep creating, shall we? Peace out. Now let's get the legal stuff out of the way. Midlife Ala Bahareh is a personal podcast. All content is provided strictly for general information, education, and entertainment purposes. Any views or opinions represented in this podcast are personal and do not represent those of people, institutions, or organizations that the owner may or may not be associated with professionally or personally, unless explicitly stated. Any views or opinions are not intended to malign any religion, ethnic group, club, organization, company, or individual. Any use of the information from this podcast or material linked to it, whether to the podcast or website, is undertaken at the user's own discretion and risk. It is not intended to serve as a replacement for guidance from a qualified expert, nor is it meant for diagnosis or treatment. Thank you for supporting my podcast.